Well, Jennifer, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no, no problem.
You had to smoke to prepare, huh?
Oh, yeah. No, most definitely.
Is it legal there in Michigan?
Yes, yes, I don't
Nice.
know where you're located.
I'm in Alaska, so Alaska was on board immediately when all this started happening.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely legal.
Nice.
So, I will say hello, I am Jennifer Jackson, I'm 28 years old. I am a stand-up comedian. Yeah, so right
Nice.
now I am preparing for a show coming up, it's called, Comedy Fest, and that is a 4-day event.
Wow.
Yes.
And you get to go on every night or you just go on how's that work for you?
You know, for this, it's my first one as well. I'm not really sure how it's going to go, but what I do know is tickets are extremely cheap and it's going to be, Bay City, Saginaw, Mount Pleasant, all over, really the Michigan areas.
Those Michigan-based comedians or just like whoever?
I think they have some from a little from all over, but I'm pretty sure mainly Ohio and Michigan, most definitely.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then before doing this, I was actually getting some inspiration for my stand-up routine tomorrow. So
Nice.
I told my mom, "Hey, let's throw on some Doris Day." I don't
Nice.
know if you know who that is, but seems like you do.
Yeah. I'm kinda old, so yeah, I grew up.
For me, when it comes to these '60s movies, I gotta say, it's the fake being in a vehicle for me, and then the green screen in the background. It's like it's there. I
Right.
see those people shaking the car, oh, oh, and it's like okay, okay. Someone get the squirt bottle over here.
Right.
So.
Right.
And then they show the actual footage of them driving the damn vehicle
Right.
or driving the boat. So I gotta say, with the '60s, they really did a lot on improv and with a lot of I want to say of the animated noises.
Yeah. Yeah, filmmaking was a lot different back then. I like watching, my thing now is watching old, like, 50s and, like, 60s and 70s, like, exploitation movies, so you see all the, especially if you watch it like a Blu-ray version of something, like a Hitchcock movie or whatever, but then you can see all the things behind it. Even I watched this thing on The Wizard of Oz, and
Oh,
you could
sweet.
see all the things on set and everything, and it's pretty raw, like,
Now, as a
everything.
comedian, I will say not everything is fun and roses. Like there are times where I do go back and watch The Wizard of Oz, but not for what you think. I go back and I wanna see if shit what they're saying is real. Did the midget really hang himself? Is that him hanging from the tree back there?
Right.
So, I have my own reasons of, like, going way back. I'm already retro, like, I have, like, video
Yeah.
game, like, brands and stuff. Very much retro. I just showed you a Neversoft tattoo, so they created Tony Hawk Pro Skater and, like,
Right.
Guitar Hero. So, I said I have to get that logo. I'm very retro.
Nice.
Yeah, so, yeah, retro for me, like, it's almost like the VHS tapes, like the scary VHS tapes everyone's finding these days, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so scary." It's like, "No, no, but nice try." I've seen scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, you said you're originally from California. What part?
I am from Sacramento, I am from the capital.
Okay. And, what brought you out to Michigan?
I have my family out here, and not to mention the wonderful comedy, acts that are all out here, from Clay Dubois to Kate Dorr, and I got so many more, Darren Lewis, Rachel Willis, Willie Page. I know all these guys, I know all these guys, Brandon. I don't really know his last name, but like I said, I mean, I'm shouting out these people because these are the people that stepped up and said, "Do your thing."
Right.
You got it. Now show it. Make
Right.
it bright. And that's exactly what they did. They took me and they said, here's what you want to do. And they said, here, take notes. Hey, look at my act. Shout stuff out to me. Become a heckler. Oh my gosh. Andrew McFarlane and Fat Steve too are also very hilarious. I checked out I know some of their work, and even they're freaking amazing. So,
Yeah.
I have to say, like, I owe it all to these amazing, amazing people for actually taking me and saying, you can do this. And even for Fat Steve, shout out for him for getting me a spot on 989 Comedy Fest.
Nice. Sweet. So like what are your do you have like any goals with what you're doing?
Just trying to make it, I do live with my parents at home. I'm not afraid to say it. I had a bad divorce. Who hasn't? But I will say I moved from a state that didn't exist to one that is very much popular. So I
Yeah.
moved from North Dakota. Yes,
Oh.
I live in North Dakota. I moved from North Dakota out here, and
Oh, wow.
yes, I am very much pleased with the results. When they say results may vary, I think they meant that shit.
Yeah. Right. Nice. So let's see. What like what got you into comedy though?
I grew up in foster care. So
Okay.
humor was all I had. So I guess you could say I take the pain and I hide behind laughter. And I'm totally fine with saying this because I think it's okay to do that. I think most people should do that. Instead of turning to violence or, you know, claiming you're mental and all that. It's like if you know you are, put the energy somewhere useful and make others laugh, talk
Right.
your shit. To an extent, of course, but talk your
Right.
shit.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a common trait with comedians is a lot of comedians uh they have like they deal with depression or trauma or just they had a tough time or something, and so it kind of affects their lives, you know a death or something, family. Usually it's like a rock star where like the family upbringing isn't the best, and so they comment on it.
Oh, yes, yes, and I say, you don't have to be another statistic when you could just hop up on stage and be another statistic there.
Right, right.
There's a time and place for everything, and sweetheart, the stage is one of them.
Sweet. Hey,
Mhm.
I don't want to sound rude or anything, but I think people who are little, like little, I think they're referred to as little people. I'm just letting you know. So, um,
I don't know what the legal, limit is for a tiny person, but, 4 ain't cutting it. 4'4" ain't cutting it.
yeah. Um, but so I mean, so it was like was it like you decided to do like you went into improv, or like did you have a comedy class or something,
No.
or
You wanna be real?
yeah,
No, I didn't have any of those things. I raw dogged it. I grew up watching movies, cartoons, South Park. As a matter of fact, can I show you something for the podcast for all you lovely
sure,
people? Let me get something for you lovely folks. Let me show you a little taste of my collection here.
nice, yeah.
Yes, so I got this that says "Oh Hamburgers," and I have this other one that says "Son of a Biscuits."
Nice. Yeah, you Butters is a great character.
I told my mom I relate with him so much because I am the middle child, but I know he was the only child, but I felt like, sometimes when people have so much energy, they always turn to me and take it out on me. And
Yeah,
eventually I snap like butters and I'm just like, well, darn you. And
yeah,
yes, of course I actually cuss, but I like to feel like certain characters from time to time, because it's like, wow, I can relate. Even for a
yeah.
cartoon, I can fucking relate.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite, I have to say, I was a late bloomer to South Park. I didn't get it at first um because when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is wild." And the Cartman character, I grew up with a kid like him. I'm in Alaska, and I grew up in a really small town. And one of the kids, he wasn't as smart as Cartman, but he was very cruel and very
Mm,
mean and very just a really fucked up person. So I was like, so
mm,
there's this kid in every small town. It looks like because if they had one, then there's gonna be another one. Fat. And I'm not saying it because he's
mhm.
fat. That's why, but he just happens to be spoiled, fat. Unhealthy, mean.
Yes.
Just makes fun of the special needs kids or very
Mhm,
racist and all that. So, um,
mhm.
but uh but I have to say, like, Jimmy the comedian is my favorite.
Jimmy. Now, is he on Netflix or where can I see
No,
his stuff?
he's on South Park. He's the special needs kid with crutches.
Oh, Jimmy is okay, you're still
Yeah, the
okay,
comedian.
okay,
Yeah,
let's see. You're talking to a comedian about another comedian. That's how you know that's how comedians work. We
right,
just don't.
right.
You
But
saw that he was tired of, another comedian that came in and stole his spot. He was sick of that shit, so,
right,
he decided to get a little payback, and I said, "Hey, nothing wrong with a little payback now and then, right?
right. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with a little payback now and then."
yeah. What have you actually met any comedians that you respect? Like anybody you look up to or?
Yes, yes, I have, and it was actually everybody on that list I gave you. Everybody on that
Oh, okay.
list I
Nice.
respect, and, we're actually I did not expect this, but they actually invited me in to their community right away. They were like, "You're so nice, you're so sweet, you're so funny," and I gotta say, I never really had that, so to have it now, means a lot to me.
Hell yeah.
Ignore that music, it's, it's my
Your phone.
television.
Oh,
No, it's the
okay. No
television.
worries.
And the little screensaver, my mom's like,
Oh,
"God,
okay.
I hate" my mom's like,
Yeah.
"God, I hate that music." I'm like,
Yeah.
"God," but she's just like, "Oh, turn it off." So,
Nice.
yeah, I come from a line of shit talkers, so my mom's like, "We always knew you were funny. We just didn't understand your humor because,
Right.
you always talked fast. Now I'm on medication, and it
Uh,
helps me slow down, helps me
right.
think, and it helps me create, and it helps me, illuminate the image I want in my head of how I want my performance to be."
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
Yes.
before I started taking meds, I was always afraid that like I take antidepressants and I was always concerned that they would affect me, like affect my personality and the things I would enjoy, but sometimes they're beneficial, so it's very cool.
Absolutely. I have to agree 1000%. And I think I can say, you can't pick your family,
Right.
like you can pick your nose, but I'm
Right.
glad that I didn't pick my family because, being in a family of shit talkers, it'd have to be my mom's side. My mom's the biggest, my mom is my biggest heckler.
Yeah.
And I learned what heckling is, and she is the biggest heckler, and, she's like, "I'm the type of person that has a type of funny bone that nobody can reach."
Right.
And I said, "You're the type of person we're all looking for because we love a challenge." My mom gave
Yeah.
a look like,
Yeah.
"You guys would like me?" And we're like, "Yes, you're a challenge. You're what we actually need." And my mom's like,
Right.
"Ugh, ugh." And I'm just like, "Trust me, we would all love you because you're relatable," and you're like, "I hate everybody equally." I'm
Right.
like, "Yeah, see? So that's pretty much the world we live in today. You're more part of the world than you think."
Right. Hell yeah. Well, great.
I guess I could say, because of my mom too, I grew up on grunge.
Oh, okay.
Grunge music and, Linkin Park, Green Day, Bush,
Yeah,
Counting Crows, REM.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, so you're like you're naming all the classics, Red Hot Chili
right.
Peppers. Yeah, I mean, um, because of her, I'm also into music, so karaoke, I wanna throw on a little, Counting Crows, because he was more up.
Right.
If I'm by myself, I'll put on a little REM just, or The Police.
Yeah. Oh, that's good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I also like rap, don't get it twisted. I am black and white. My racial is black and white. My dad is black, my mom is white. So, I mean, it's kinda hard being in a mixed household, and I've made plenty of jokes about it. I'm like, "It's
Yeah.
so hard being around a white mama and a black daddy."
Right.
You have no clue.
Right. Yeah. I
Because one minute I'll be listening to REM, my dad's coming down the stairs, and it's like, gotta switch it to Tupac.
right. Yeah, I guess you are young enough where you could grow up with some 90s parents. Um yeah. Yeah, I went and saw this band of these kids, and they played a lot of really good, like, it was a heavy metal band. They played a lot of really good 90s stuff. So I was like really impressed. They're all teenagers. So I knew that their family or their parents, played 90s metal for them. And so it was really good. So I think that stuff's coming back, like that whole era is the new retro look. The fashion's coming back, and there's a
I
lot
just
of
got done telling my mom everything's coming
yeah,
back, you just don't even realize it.
yeah. No, it's just, and it happens. I was growing up in the '80s, so the retro stuff was like in the early '80s was the '50s, and then later on became the '60s, and then the '90s was like '70s, late '60s, '70s was the retro shit, and some of the '80s. But yeah, everybody's bringing back Doc Martens, and your parents don't need to sell their shit, or they don't need to get rid of it. They can sell it and sell it for the highest bidder on eBay, and
Dude, my
the
mom's in her
market.
late 40s, and she
Oh, she's
still wears
young.
Vans. She still wears Vans. My mom's like, "Well,
They're
I
really
still wear Vans." I'm like, "Yes, my
right.
mama still rocks with those Vans. Yes,
They
she does."
well, they're pretty. I mean, it's funny because now you have my generation and the generation under us, and that's become like the main, the normal shoe or the normal fashion. That's pretty commonplace. Kind of similar to
Right.
Chuck Taylors. They've been around forever, and then they just
Mm.
come back again and again. So,
Shall I have to ask, what is
or
your zodiac sign?
uh, Gemini, I believe.
I can tell because I have to say I am all about the stars too.
Okay,
I'm an Aquarius. Okay, we are we are of the bunch that provide the water to you signs. We do that,
okay,
okay? It might hurt us sometimes, but we do. But
yeah.
I love your vibe.
Oh,
It's
thanks.
so balanced. It's so just like over here, and then it's like, oh, then it's over here. And it's like, you have different points of views for different topics of different things. And I can appreciate
Yeah,
a man of that kind of value and that kind of mindset.
well,
So thank
thanks.
you for that.
Of course. Cool. Do you have any questions besides my sign? What do you have any?
Um, like how long have you been doing this podcast and what made you get into it?
I like talking to people, and I started doing it last year. So
Oh, that's sweet. Have you had any like big personnel, any just anybody? That's
no,
awesome.
it's everybody, but I'm trying to get. I'm talking to Nina Hartley. She was a porn star, but she was also in the movie Boogie Nights. Um, I've I talked to I've talked to a couple people in the film industry, who not the lead actors, but like people who camera people and makeup artists and all that. So Um, just various people. I'll send you a link. I don't know if I did, but I'll send you another one and you can kind of go through. But I mean, everybody's been pretty cool. I've only had like one bad moment. Um, uh, I was kind of thrown off there. There's a porn star, Seika. She's from the '70s, and she was pretty tough. So it was like my only kind of bad moment. And she was really intimidating. I was just like, I couldn't work it, and so I just was like, all right. And then she was just very stern. But other than that, no, everybody's been pretty cool, and I
I
haven't
gotta
gotten.
say, I'm like, right now, give me a second. Give me a
Yeah.
second. I'm gonna tell you exactly that moment I'm feeling right now.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna tell you that moment I'm feeling right now, and it's this guy. It's this guy. If anything, and as you can tell, I like to do facial expressions and stuff for like,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Right.
I gotta feel like this guy right here.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah, I love that guy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where'd everybody go? I mean, where's the
Right.
laughter, am I right?
Yeah.
So
He's
it's like
the
my dad just gave this to me to watch,
nice.
so because he knows I'm into stand-up, he knows I'm doing it, so,
That's the
you
man
know,
too. That
he,
Rodney Dangerfield he's a pioneer in a lot of different ways.
yes, and, a lot of people probably do know Bernie Mac. My dad is black, he introduced me
Oh,
to,
Bernie Mac is
Bernie
the shit.
Mac and,
Yeah.
Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, but stuff like this, no fault, no black daddy, especially an old school black daddy from the '60s military man is
Yeah.
gonna hand you one of
Right.
these and be like, "Watch this."
Right. Yeah. Well, Rodney Dangerfield, I mean, he'd been around, I think, before Richard Pryor and Carlin, or maybe it was the same time. But yeah, he's been around, and that's pretty
The
specific. So that's good.
the Warner Brothers did a fantastic job when they said, "We need you.
Yeah.
We want you. We need to work with your ass."
Yeah. Hey, have you ever seen Caddyshack?
You know what? We were just talking about Caddyshack. I
You should
sure did,
watch
and I told
that.
my dad. I asked my dad, I said, "Which one did he play?" And my dad
He's in
told
the
me, I said,
first one.
"Oh,
Yeah.
yeah." And I said, "How
Yeah.
did I miss that?"
Yeah.
He said,
He
"Yeah, he
uh
played the rich dude."
he was the
And my dad did
obnoxious
the
rich
accent and
guy.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
my dad did the accent with it and everything. I said, "Damn."
Right.
How the hell my parents, they are what we call movie inclined or
Nice.
cinematically inclined.
They're
Me, I am
Cinebuffs.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not. My mom's like, "No, you're more musically inclined and
Right.
more, stand up like comedy inclined." But other than that, cinema, I'm still trying to get into it.
There's a lot of
Remember when we trying
stuff.
to watch hmm?
There's a lot of stuff to watch. I watch a lot of older
Yeah.
movies. Sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. The last thing I remember watching, I think, was The First Sunday. It was First Sunday with, I think it has Bernie Mac and Cat Williams and, all of
Uh,
the
right.
comedians
Yeah. Nice.
in it. Yeah, so that was, like, the last movie I watched, because me and my mom, we've been watching, like, binge watching American Horror Story lately, so
Oh, that's a good show. I like that.
Murder House, we just got done with Murder House, and we're gonna watch Hotel 1984 and The Black Pill. So I said,
Um,
"Oh my gosh," I said, "What have I done?" My mom's like, "Welcome to my world."
did you see the season where it was I don't what is it? Where they brought, I believe they're witches, and or I think they're witches, and one of the Kathy Bates plays, she comes back from
Yes,
the 1800s.
she owns slaves. That's the one me
She
and my mom
wrote
just watched.
Wait, she didn't just own slaves, she was a serial killer and she tortured
She
them. And
Yep,
she's a
tortured them.
famous that's a real person that in New Orleans, that in fact her house is still up. They
Yep, my
take
mom
tours.
just told me. Mhm.
Like
Oh, yeah.
she was the next degree. Like they talk about white women being softer on slaves, and not true at all. White women were like the
Ugh.
worst. Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
You
So
know how it is. You know how it is being mixed talking about this subject, man. You know how it was being mixed in history class talking about Jennifer. Well, well, what did the white man do to the blacks? Hell, I don't know. I am black.
right.
Okay, you asking a white woman that's black what she thinks about slavery?
It's
Now
yeah,
make it make sense.
it doesn't. It's a hard subject
I'm
to
in
talk
high
about,
school.
but
Make it make sense.
right, right.
I'm sorry, I'm
Um,
probably one of the most uppity people you've probably had on this damn podcast.
no, not at all. No, not at all. I, uh, I, I'm kind of different where I embrace conversations about this stuff because, especially slavery and racism in history and, because white people have a hard time talking about it. So I kind of dig into it because I like to talk about it and, we don't deal
Well,
with it much. So,
then you're not gonna like what I gotta say next
oh no,
because me and my mom, I guess, I've never watched it. Everybody else has watched it except for me. I am
what's
the
that?
whitest, blackest bitch you know that has never watched The Color Purple.
Oh, I mean, it's a good movie, but
Now I'm gonna be one to watch, and my mom's like, "You're gonna cry."
yeah, it's
Everyone, even the toughest people that's tough, has told me,
yeah,
"You're gonna cry." It's like, "Oh,
yeah.
damn, am I like that black, that
Well,
white to where I didn't watch no fucking Color Purple?"
well, I mean, you know, some people, especially some black folks, may not be comfortable watching it because it's like, how many movies are you going to see about black folks not traumatic and horrible, and you know,
Touche. We already got Sinners. I mean, my mom's like, "We haven't even finished watching that." I said, "Oh,
Sinners is a
great."
great movie because it's there's historical aspects to it, and the heroes are black, and they talk about like also the native side of perspective, and at the beginning, and also the Irish immigrant side of it with the vampires and how they were they weren't necessarily like American horror, they weren't necessarily gross like your average white American back then.
Yeah,
They had their story to tell, and it's very similar to the black, experience, and in Ireland, or when they come here, um,
yeah.
but yeah, that's wild. Like I can
It's like I'll be watching that with my mama. Looks like I'll be
right.
finishing that
I
with her now, cause you got me interested in that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something.
Ryan Coogler's great. He's pretty smart. He's not an exploiter. Um, he's a good guy. Well, hey,
Right.
I think we're good, and I definitely like to bring you back.
Of course. Yeah, happy to actually met you and talk to you. Like this was great.
Yeah, sweet. Well, thanks, Jennifer, and have a good show. And
All right. I will be tagging you by the way, so watch out for that on my Facebook.
all right, appreciate it. You have a good show, and I'll talk to you again. And I appreciate you coming on.
All right. Will I get a copy of this?
Yeah, I'll send you a link. All right,
All
thank you.
right. Bye, hun.